Good afternoon, everybody. I always thought I'd talk about the weather, don't I, when I first start these tiles? So I think it's a British thing, but it's not very warm here today and it's a bit grey and overcast. But not to worry, because of course an hour of tangling, and it's been quite a busy morning actually today, because coming in after doing shows down on Reddit, it's catching up with all the emails and trying to get back in touch with people, and some people ask different things and stuff, so I've not long finished answering all those. So if I've missed you, I'm sorry. I think I've gone through it sort of systematically and sorted them out. So back on to doing some designing this afternoon. Of course, we've got a few bits and pieces coming up, and it's all in my head at the minute. But I'm going to take a break and we're going to do our tile. Yes, should have been yesterday, but of course I was on air, so we didn't manage to do it then. So here we go. I've got my regular tile. It's this lovely bluey grey colour, and I've added a little bit of orange ink onto it. It doesn't matter if you don't want to, you can use whatever you want to do. It's just sometimes I think it's quite nice to have a mixture of colours all mixed in. So I've not done anything particularly crazy with it. But it's just giving it a little bit of a difference in the background. So what do I have with me? Regular pen, pencil, tortillon. Because it's a slightly darker tile, I've also got my white chalky pencil with me as well. So, oh thank you, Chris. I enjoyed it. I was very tired when I got in, but it was the first time of actually going down there without using the electric car. And it took a whole hour off my journey down there and a whole hour coming back. So really, really worth doing, and it was good. But I'm sorry you had to spend money, Sue. But hopefully they're an investment, aren't they? And we don't do huge bundles, but I try and keep it cost effective for you. So, okay, if we're ready, then I'm going to come in straight away with pen, and I'm not going to aim for the middle. You can if you like. I'm just going to sort of slightly offset it. So if I just put a little mark in, let's just move it out a little bit. A why no car? Oh, Chris, in all honesty, what I've found, and this is not a criticism of electric cars, because I think that, they're really good and they do a lot of miles as such, but I'm having to stop and charge it once on the way down and once on the way up, just to refill it. And I'm finding that if it's early in the morning or late at night, it's a very isolated place, a service station can be, and you're sort of out the way, and there's no lights around it, and there's no security you can see. Then, of course, you get out your car, and until you've plugged it in, you can't lock it. So you've got an unlocked car, you've got a cable in your hand, you've got your credit card in the other, and you sort of think, hang on a minute, I feel a little bit vulnerable here, and I think I'm sort of setting myself up a little bit. And I've had a couple of arguments with people on why they want me to move before I'm ready to, and why I can't park there, or people parking and they shouldn't be. And I just think I don't want the confrontation, and I don't want to put myself at risk. So what we've done is we've kept the car, because it's brilliant for about town and for getting to work and back during the day. But for when I actually travel down there and come home, we've actually brought a second-hand car that's petrol-based, of course, so I can literally drive straight the way down and straight the way back. And yes, Jackie, I completely agree, because of course, certainly at Tamworth, at service station, it services both ways, and there's only one. I know they're building more, but they've been building more for ages. So anyway, that's my bit of a whinge about the electric car. It's the infrastructure rather than the actual cars. So, okay, let's look at what I've done here. I've got two little loops, and on either side, I've actually got a little extra loop going on either side. So that's where I've started. So I'm going to come back in, and you notice I've left quite a gap. I want to have another sort of one of those loops, not as big though, because it's sort of sitting behind. Okay, so honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how all those cars on the road that you see day in, day out can actually stop and charge. And if you've got a flat, or if you've got a terraced house and you're on the street, you've got nowhere to plug in and charge, I think it's going to be a bit of a problem. Oh, here we go. You see, you've got that kind of thing going on. And then if I look sort of on the top here, I'm going to come in and put in a little bubble like that, so a little wave on the top. Okay, now I'm only going to do one because it's quite small here. Let's put one in the middle, little dot, getting smaller. Okay, so if I put this down a little bit, you can see sort of the idea of it's not huge, but we're getting there. Hello, Sue. Another Sue today. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, electric cars, and great idea, but please, if you're listening, sort it out. Yeah. I mean, I can hold my own. I used to be a secondary school teacher, but no, I don't think I'm ready for that kind of confrontation. Okay, and here we go then. So I've got another one. All right, different size this time, and then along down here. And soon, no, I'm not going to be at Farnborough, I'm afraid. I can't get, the dog sitter can't fit my boys in, so they have to come first. There you go. And then again, put another one. So it's almost like doing another one of these on the top. Well, let's do one that way. All right, always going back to that point. And then over here at the top, let's put a little bump on. Now this time with the bump, I can do perhaps one in the middle, look. There we are, little dots there. And then I'm going to come either side a little bit shorter and put some more in. Sort of follow it round if you can. Okay. Turn it again. And this time I'm not going to do one here, not yet anyway. I'm going to do one a little bit closer, because what I'd like to do is to take this side underneath that one. All right, so we've got a bit of an underlap. And into there. Okay, there you go. And one in here. And back down, you see, so it's going behind. And along and down. Okay. And then same in. And then again. So 2 on each side. And then I've got this kind of shape going on. And then I'm going to put a line down the middle with little dots. Oh, Cheryl, Leslie and I are going to the Festival of Quilts on the Saturday, but I've not got a stand there or anything. I know we're both doing a couple of little classes, but we'll be out and about. So if you want to come and say hi, please feel free to do so. So we'll be there all day Saturday. Sue, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Oh, but don't you think, in all sense, I know and I spend a lot of money on crafting stuff. I do, and we all do. We have these things, but it's a wonderful hobby, and it gives you hours and hours of relaxation and enjoyment. And I think we've made, even myself, we've made lots of friends through this. So it's a worthy cause. You know what I mean? It's quite a powerful thing, and meeting quite a few of you in Doncaster this weekend and listening to your stories. You know, what a group and what a team we make. It's just wonderful that we do this. And of course, if I could do it for free, I would. But in order for me to keep doing it, I've got to make a living. But hopefully, you know, you get you only buy whatever you can afford or what you need at the time. You don't have to have everything. You really don't. And of course, all these tiles completely free anyway, so you can you can at least get something out of it. I do try my best. See, I've gone a bit longer there with that one. Quite nice. Yeah, I know, Sue. And yeah, we're all a little bit crazy, aren't we? Oh, Jackie. Viv, thank you. That I really appreciate you saying that, because I do try when we make things, because we make it ourselves, I think we can actually keep the price down a little bit. And like yesterday, doing the instructions for the basic shapes, I know that a lot of you have already got that basic shape stencil, so I didn't want to put it together with a kit and say, oh, you've got to buy it together. I thought if I do the instructions separate, then it keeps it down as well. And of course, if you wanted it, it was there. So, and then with that stencil, it just gives you so many other things you can do with it. It's certainly for sure going to keep you busy. Okay. Oh, thanks everybody. I know it's yeah, it's it's one of those things, isn't it? And of course, I know that Hobby Maker asked me to go on and do more shows, and in all honesty, that's, some people watch at different times, so I'm not always going to be taking something new on, because there's new people starting all the time, hence the starter kit yesterday. But I'm hoping that for those of you that I've got all the books, certainly I went on with book 8 to 11 yesterday. I really do hope that you've got some information, some useful stuff out of what I was doing. So I wanted to make sure that whatever you do buy, you are getting the most out of it. So lots of inspiration for sure yesterday, I think. Okay, let's have a look there. It's looking quite nice, isn't it? It's sort of like a big splash of these. It's something a little bit different. So let's I'm going to go along and up here. So I'm going to go a bit bigger there. And of course, just filling that little bobble in at the end. And again, sort of in here. It's going to come all the way out this way. There we go. This would look nice actually if you did it on a macro tile. And then you could add extra little bits and pieces in there. You could even add a little, maybe a zigzag tangle or something on the sides there. And a little bit there. Okay. I must say it's a lovely lady has emailed me over the last couple of days. We have never ever posted to Sweden before. It's I'm sure at some point she'll come and join us on here, but how lovely is that? We have people from all over the world doing this. It's just lovely. And it's not just about me, it's about this group page. It's about the Sanntangle group. And you all make everybody feel welcome. And it's that's a lovely thought. See, I could put one there, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. Okay, let's have a look. Put one sort of up in this corner here. Let's go for it. So it's going to sit and form behind there. So you can get a bit carried away with this one. And then let's bring that one out over here. And then on the top as before. And of course you're not going to really see everything going on underneath. Let's put that little bump there. And one there, look. This would be quite nice actually if you fancy doing it in different colours. You can mix and match. And who's had a go of the macro tile I did yesterday and coloured it or drawn it all in a brush pen, or the fine line on the end, and then spritzed it? Okay. So let's have a look then. I'm going to, now looking at these little bobbles, I'm going to bring some of these in and over. Yeah, and I know sometimes it looks a little bit confusing, but that's the whole point, is I want to get you to focus a little bit. So don't worry about trying to fit everything in, and if it's a little bit confusing, that's fine. Just sort of go with the flow. See, these ones, look, I'm going over the top now. Nobody's going to look and say, oh, that one didn't match that one, or that one didn't match one. It really doesn't matter. Hence, if you wanted to do it in different colours, then that would make each one a little bit clearer. You'd have that sort of definite design, but I'm not worried about that. There you go, let's put another one in there. Okay, so it's slightly off centre, but I quite like that. Oh, Chris, that's funny. But, yeah, look, actually, it's currently home at home, still in the boot of the car. But when I get home, I'll post a photograph of it and of the others that I did as well. So I know I mentioned some paints yesterday, and it was just to show if you have brought those, or if you've got paints, you can do that as well. So just a bit different, something a bit different again, and I wanted to try and give you a little bit more to sort of go off and try new things, see. Okay. All right. So let's have a look now. Oh, this one here. What I'm going to do is add some pencil on one side and the other. Sort of at this bottom edge. Now at the top here, I'm going to do these two, but I'm not going to do that one. Okay, just going to put a little bit, make sure it's all at the bottom. You can sort of see where it shines a bit, look. But I've not done at the top there. So, same again. So I can go all the way along the bottom. And then the next one at the top. There you go. But not on the top of that. Just into these. Okay. Same again. So at the top of the two on the outside, but not the one in the middle. Let me do this one because I can see this one quite clearly. So I'll work on that one first. There you go. So now it's almost like hunt the extra little bits and pieces in here. And that's part of the fun too. It's making you focus on what you've got on your paper. You've got this sort of cross between almost a brown because we've put orange on top of that blue tile. And then going into the blue there. Okay. And this one. And then I can see those two at the top, so I'll add that in. And then here, put a couple in. There you go. So the top one's where we can definitely see. The bottom, see, it's all falling inside there, and there's going to be plenty of graphite all going on in there. So don't worry about that. Okay, see, I can see a bit at the bottom there, so I'm going to put that in. And then have I done? I think I've done most of it. I think I've done it there. So, before I actually do any shading, I'm going to come in with my white pencil. This is my chalky one. That one. And add some just in the middles there. Just as a highlight. And a little bit over the top. In there. So, I'll work my way around. I'm not going right up to the pencil, you see, so I want to blend the pencil round. But just adding a little bit in, and then that'll make sure that I don't forget to leave a bit of a gap, because it's kind of already in there, see. I'm not going to worry about that one, see. And then into this next one. And into there. I like that. See, I'm going to put a bit at the bottom there. And then in we go. So Pauline popped in to say hello yesterday, Pauline Wheeler. She lives quite close, and so we had a cup of tea. And that's really nice. But, we don't often get to talk very much because Dobby's normally in the way, you know, and he sort of demands her attention. So It was nice he wasn't there yesterday. Oh, I missed 2. Oh, I'll go back in a minute. I'll work my way around systematically, but thank you. Okay, tortillon then. I'm going to come in with each of the pencil, push it in, and go in a little bit over that white. See, ever so gentle, but you don't want to just sort of completely lose it all. You want a little bit in there. There you go. And this one. Into that one.
Afternoon, guys.
Oh, here's Leslie with my cup of tea. So Dobby's not very happy with us, is he?
No, he's not.
We cable tied him. Cable tied him to the rack. That was just to keep him in one place. He had too many sweets.
He kept bringing around everywhere, and everybody's going, "Where's Dobby?" And we had to find him. So then he got cable tied.
Yeah, just so we make sure that we could bring him home with us. So yeah. He sat in with me for a while, and he was quite well behaved for a bit, but he was getting itchy. So yeah. I think if he's not with Pauline, he might be with Glennie Stewie. So Glennie said, check under your bed, just to be sure, because you just don't know with him. Oh, what? Let me just smell it, because they're all green tea. Oh, I've got ginger tea. I'm only working on 2 at the minute. I've got that one, and I've got like a vanilla kind of one, which tastes 100% better, honestly, if putting a bit of honey in. Oh, so oh no, well, I'll have a look at that. Could you just message Chris for me with that, Sue, and ask him to have a look for it for me, because if he's missed it, it's, yeah. Get back there. Okay. All right. So let's have a look at this now. Well, you said I'd missed one. I'll have a look a little bit further on, see what I've got there. Okay, a little bit in there. Okay, let's pull it back and have a little look at this. Oh, Chris, I've just asked Sue to message you. There was a post up there just above about something being on the Facebook group. If it's not on Sanntangle, it'll be on mine. I have no idea what that is. I'll check it in a bit. Okay. So I've not really paid attention too much to anything going on in the middle here, because there's enough already, I would suggest. But what I am going to do is come back in with pencil and see if there's anything that overlaps. Oh, guys. So you see this one is going over this one, so I can add a little bit of pencil there. And then that's going over that one, so let's add a bit there. Get the idea? So that's going over that one. Going over that. I didn't even blend that one. Look what am I playing at? There's a bit there too. Doesn't matter if you miss the odd one. There's going to be plenty of graphite on there. It's just where they slightly overlap. You can add a little bit in. Just gives it that little bit extra sort of shading in places, doesn't it? And I'm going to bring in my black pen again. All right, Chris, thank you. I'll have a look on mine in a bit. Crazy, isn't it? People can't just sort of leave you alone to post you little bits and pieces. They've got to go and try and sort of spoil things and put stuff on you don't want on there. There you go. See, I'm just coming back in the centre there and reinforcing or bringing back in some of those lines. See, if it's going over something, I've added a little bit more to it. And then in there, see, there's a little bit there, but I'm not going to worry about shading that. Maybe a bit on the top there. Oh, thanks, Sue. I'll have a look in a minute. So annoying. And as you know, last year I was hacked, and I still can't access my Facebook pages. You know, my own Facebook page on anything other than my phone, because it just says no, you're blocked. The hacker got away with whatever and left and amongst all the chaos, and I ended up with a page that's out there that I can't use, I can't do anything with, and I can't put my new one on. It's so annoying. I've got a new laptop, so I might actually get to the point where we can maybe have a go again, but I'm going to wait for the an IT guy. Let's have a little look at that. Okay, so I've left these with very little and just put a bit of a highlight on, because if you want to, we can come in with a bit of coloured pencil. Just let me open my tin of pencils. And there we go. Being that I've got orange there, I think maybe coming in and adding a little bit of orange. So let's just give this a little bit more of a point. There we go. This is my mid-orange. And I'm just going to add a little bit of colour in there into this section. So I'm not going to completely try and blend it or anything. I'm just going to add a little bit of colour in just to bring it out of itself a little bit. Maybe a little bit in bubbles. So because I've already got ink in the background and there's plenty of graphite flowing around, I'm not going to overdo it. Now here it's starting to go into that blue, so I'll do this one here. See, just sort of, I'm not even colouring it fully, it just wants a bit of colour in there. And then on this side, I'm going to use, let's have a look. I think a light blue, yeah, light blue. Again, let's just put a little bit of a point on that. Just add a touch of blue over it. Just brings it out a little bit. So we're not really colouring in. Again, we're just applying a little bit of pigment down, aren't we? Everything else is shaded, so it's fine. It does make a difference, doesn't it? And sometimes just those little bits really do change it up. And of course, if you've got a regular cream tile, or you're doing something a little bit paler, then you think, well, I might not put that on. You don't have to. You can leave it with the monochrome if you want to. Just add that little bit in. There you go. See, that makes a difference, doesn't it? Having that makes this look more orange. Which blue is this one? It is, there we go, the Summer Sky, the lightest blue. There we go, so I've got orange in those ones, blue in that one. Okay, a little bit down there. And again, if you want to add colour in all the rest of it and bring it in full, that's absolutely fine, you can do that. So that is probably as far as I'm going to go, apart from, I'll just bring in my black pencil. Ooh, take that point off. Just going to go over that middle a little bit more. Just with a bit of, you see, just sort of pulling it out a little bit. Giving it a little bit of darkness down there, that's what we want. It's amazing, isn't it, how you just add that tiny little bit of colour, how different that sort of becomes. Okay, there we go. So it doesn't really matter which way round. You see, I've not done anything with the bubbles, completely left them It's just about this piece in here and what we've got going on around there. That's just where the little bit of shadow is, see? Over those. And stop faffing, Sandra. There we are, all done. And there's the signature. It's okay, number 360, goodness me. Aren't we doing, we're doing well, aren't we? But, okay, oh, Chris, so can I just check my pattern? Hang on a second, because I don't want to tell you how much and then find I'm giving you the wrong amount. Here we go. There you are. Does that help? Okay. All right then, so next thing is we're going to be doing our next tile, 361, on Friday as usual. But other than that, here we go, all done and sorted. When I get home tonight, I will post the pictures of those tiles that I did yesterday. I've just got to sort them out the car and then I'll put them on there for you. So other than that, all done and sorted. Have a lovely afternoon, what's left of it. And I'll speak to you again on Friday. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.